We have long business ties and broad operations in Russia, and I'm devastated and sad about Russia's attack on Ukraine, and we are following that with high attention. We have witnessed the suffering that the war has caused over the last week, and that has damaged the ties between Europe and Russia, and it will have far-reaching consequences. What we actually said is that against this background and with the situation where we are in, business cannot continue as usual. And we have stopped all new investments in Russia until further notice. And we will also continue to reduce our thermal exposure in Russia.
Markus, that's a very full answer, and I appreciate you taking the question head on, sir. But may I ask you my question once again? Do you believe that Nord Stream 2 should ever be commissioned, given what we're seeing now from Russia?
The certification process for Nord Stream 2 has been stopped in Germany. And if I take that as a part of our whole exposure to Russia, we have 12 power plants in Russia, in Fortum and Uniper, with the total capacity of 15 gigawatts of electricity and 10 gigawatts of heat. And together with Nord Stream 2, our net assets in Russia are about 5.5 billion. And they produced last year 500 million of comparable operating profit, which is about 20% of our group comparable operating profit.
Sir, I hope you don't mind me asking the question again, sir, given the threats that even your own country, Finland, is now facing regarding NATO membership from Russia as well. Do you believe, sir, that Nord Stream 2 should ever be up and running, given what we're getting from Russia at the moment?
As I said, the certification process in Germany has been stopped. And of course, we will follow all laws and regulations, and we will comply with all sanctions. We follow the situation very carefully. And if there would be problems with the European security of supply, then we will work with the regulators and local governments to sort out how we can support the European security of supply.
Markus, can I ask you a slightly different question about the pivot we now see in Germany? Was Germany too complacent over all these years to think that it could run down its coal and nuclear power stations and just rely on its energy sources from Russia?
I think this just highlights the urgent need for the energy transition to happen faster than before in Europe. We should focus on the security of supply, the affordability, the low emissions, and now even more on European self-sufficiency of energy. And as Fortum, we have actually been focusing on that. So we are investing in clean energy, increasing the clean gas and flexibility. And today's announcement that you saw about us extending the lifetime of our Loviisa nuclear reactor that is providing security of supply. Uniper has been procuring more cargoes of LNG globally and has also resumed the planning of an hydrogen-ready LNG terminal in Wilhelmshaven in Germany. So security of supply, energy transition in Europe, that is very much in our focus, and we support that.
And let me ask you, how much visibility do you feel you have around these higher energy prices at the moment? And what operational charges are you going to have to take as you adjust as a result of your Russia exposure?
We follow continuously the situation, so we are continuously updating ourselves on what is happening. And all of our business operations are actually resuming normally, both in Europe and in Russia. And our main focus is actually now on providing the security of supply, taking care of all of our employees, also including the 7,000 ones that we have in Russia. And the whole situation with the war in Ukraine is very distressing and concerning for everybody. So our focus is on the well-being of our employees and thereby ensuring that we provide the security of supply to our customers in Europe and elsewhere.
Markus, can I just dig into the security of supply as you bring it up? Because One of the conversation points on the back of this soaring oil and gas price recently across Europe that's really triggered this energy crisis has been about inking long-term contracts. But the Russia-Ukraine situation has clearly tested that. It doesn't matter who your supplier is, if they're involved in conflict, then it really damages the nature of those long-term contracts. I know Fortum has been looking at energy storage, and perhaps that's where the conversation needs to go, about more storage as part of the energy security. Can you just touch on that?
Like I said already, we are actually procuring LNG globally. We are planning hydrogen-ready LNG terminals. And we're one of the largest storage suppliers for gas in Europe. I think we're the third or fourth largest storage supplier. So this will be very, very important for Europe's energy security. And going forward, we are looking how the gas infrastructure, including the storage and our trading capabilities and long-term contracts, can be transformed over time more and more over to clean gases, synthetic hydrogen, ammonia, synthetic methane, synthetic methanol. And this is what we're doing as we speak.